Thank you for joining me. This episode session is a little different than normal, in that I have found this money-making exploit bug thingy. Who knows if it's an exploit, or a bug? I'm not sure. I hope they don't patch it out, but Oh, we got somebody already. Is it 3D? I think it's 3D. That's what I'm thinking. 3D's on top of it. So, I figured I would title this a Q&A session, because what I'm going to be doing is incredibly boring. It will be just this the entire time. Hey, how? That is the question. Hey Daniel, it's you. It wasn't 3D. Okay. So, notice how it says deserted terminal, interact, abandoned building? This is what's going on. Go to your Exocraft dealer. Who is he? Exocraft terminal? That guy. And complete his quests until they're done. If you've done them before, the 1.32 bug has made it to where you can talk to where it's easy to go through them again. So essentially go through his quests all again and go to the very last quest, and the very last quest is, hey, there is an abandoned building over here and you can go to it and you can get some money. I've like hacked the government, he says, something like that. And so you can go over there and do that. And so you're like, okay, and before you would just go to it and you would like get your 48,000, 50,000 units, whatever, and then that would be it. And you're like, cool, I guess I'll go on now. That's the quest. And he would tell you the same quest over and over again, just so you could like drive your car, I guess. But now, the fact that it stops prompting you, that's gone. So that's the exploit or the bug or the whatever, is you can continue to interact with it. So go to the last mission and do the last mission and just don't leave the building. And we did some good numbers, and if you keep it up, you can do this once about every 6 seconds. So if you're getting about 50 grand, it's about 30 million or so an hour. So 30 million an hour, and doing nothing more than being really boring on a stream. So that's what it is. And I started out with 25 million. Yeah, wow indeed. I started out with it was 20 million. I started out with 20 million units yesterday. And so I've done this for probably a combined total of an hour and a half, maybe? I can't recall. But like it took me 30 or 40 hours to get 20 million, and then in a single day or a single session of like 3 or 4 hours, all of a sudden now, actually I think it was just like an hour or two, I've now more than doubled what I've had. So that's what's up. Somebody had found it on one of the previous streams, and they were talking about it. They're like, this is incredible, but they weren't actually telling me how they were doing it. But then later on, I went to the Reddit and I happened to run into a thread. I don't know if it was that same person who had posted what they had found or not, but it doesn't make it very high, but it is on the Reddit. So I don't know if if moderators are trying to like keep it down so that way we can have it, so hopefully they don't patch it out. Hopefully it doesn't get all that popular. But anyway, that is the answer to the question how. Yeah, and it's just my 4 glyphs. So what do you get with those glyphs? Just the ability to portal around to the different solar systems or the different parts of the galaxy and stuff? I feel like glyphing or getting glyphs is a thing that I should be doing, or that it's like the newest hotness, but I am not on it yet. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just trying to buy a good spaceship. Or I'm trying to get the terrain manipulator, that's what I'm trying to get. But the call of the free units is a very powerful force. Knowing my luck, nobody will know what's going on. But if I have bad luck, Kotaku's gonna pick up on it, and they're gonna be like, "Look at this money glitch! Everybody playing No Man's Sky." They're just gonna use this video of me just talking. Actually, it would be quite an honor to be featured on a gigantic blog. And do I want to be? Do I not want to be? I don't know. It certainly would be interesting. Very intriguing. If you're just joining me, today's session is a lot different than sessions prior. Sessions prior, I actually do things. In this session, I'm actually not doing anything except for this. So, decided to... Actually, Ariel, a viewer yesterday, had suggested, hey, why don't you name it a Q&A session? So that way it's not, you know, super boring, and you know, we can have some interaction. So, I thought, that's a great idea. I will take your advice, and so now we have the Q&A session. Especially because it's really easy for me to talk when I'm just doing a repetitive action. Normally, when I'm like going around space and doing space, especially space battles, it's so difficult for me to concentrate and talk, and someone's asking a question and I'm like, hold on, I gotta do the space battle first. But now that I'm doing something so mundane, I can actually get my thoughts in order and chat, which is fun. And it's fun talking. One of the standing requests that I have is that I want names. I want your names. What would you like to see named? You know, I want to name planets. I want to name solar systems, even animals and stuff like that. But there's just so much to name, and you know, you can only be so creative for so long before you're just like, ugh, it's so difficult. So, if you have a name that you want to be in my game, Krypton, Bestenland, yes. Oops, I'm like, here we go. Wait, can I do this? It is really difficult to type. Cripton. I like it. I approve that name. What should that one be? So, should it be like a green radiation planet, since that's sort of like what kryptonite is? Should it try to mirror Krypton? So, okay. So yeah, so I've got 48,000 units. But when you do the math, so here's what I'm at, you know, 59 million, almost 60. I had been playing for about 30 hours from the beginning, you know, and have been able to get up to 20 million, and that was through all sorts of farming and all kinds of, you know, just tons of farming, getting 500,000 here, 1 million there, but doing that once an hour, like getting 1 million an hour, because through my methods that this is actually, I've found to be quite quicker. So I started this at 20 million, and now I'm at, what is it, 60 now? So, more than doubled, almost tripled. So we did the math, and what we've found is that you can do this. You can get 48,000 units. England. we can name something England. I'm gonna put that name down. Uh-oh, what happened here? Okay. England. And because of the... There we go. And because there is definitely a delay, it's very difficult for me to respond in real time, which is probably the one thing that's super annoying for me. I wish this was a lot more real time. Anyway, so if I can get about 50,000 units every 6 seconds, it takes 6 seconds to get one of these, which means I can get 10 of them in a minute, which is 50,000, so 100,000, so 500,000 a minute, and then multiply that by 60, so it's about 30 million. It's less, it's like 28 million or so, but still I can get 30 million an hour doing this. So 38 million an hour is the fastest I've seen. However, Wink, I would like to know, if you are doing this really quickly, like if you're able to get cash quicker, it would be great to know that, because, I'm all ears. If this is slow to you, and you've got, oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, so when you think about it, it's 100 grand every 12 seconds. And so, math stuff. Yeah, we did a bunch of math last night. I was like, okay, let's get our calculators out, everybody. Yeah, oh, and check it out. This is really funny. We'll just slow it down and read it. The terminal whirs into action, spitting out errata in its confusion, siphoning funds from an intergalactic transaction directly into my account. Extract the records. As I go, I think to myself how glad I am that my technician can hack these networks. They claim they can do this 1,000 times and not be caught by any authorities. I hope my fugitive friend is right. Ooh. When you find all the glyphs, you never warp again, just use the portal system. So, wow. So how many glyphs are there then? So anyway. Yes, check it out quickly. I don't know if you had heard, but it's literally the last... Oh, 16. Nice. It is the last quest that your exocraft terminal person gives you. So there's just something that makes it so the terminal never kicks itself offline, and there we go. Wow. So you are a fourth of the way there, Daniel, to get... I think you can have a bot that can do repetitive things. What do you mean when you say bot? Like a script? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get on my own stream from my computer so that way I can interact in more real time. Because, and you also say like this, so I'm wondering, like, are you showing me something that I don't, that I don't know? And I'm also on PS4 as well, so... Let me go home here. Come on, man. Look at that. Live now. Let me do my creator studio. And then let's head over to create live streaming. There it is. I can do this with my eyes closed. I do just want the chat bit though. Oh, that's funny. Oops. Oh, nice. My health is good. There it is. Okay, so how do I pop you out? Pop out chat? And then, let's pop you into that. There we go. Cool. Now I can... Watch this. Yeah. Now I can... Chat in real time. See how long that takes. Hey! I have such a long name. I don't think I've seen anybody's name go to 2 lines like that, except for my own. Shame. Shame on me. Yep. The stream is delayed. Although when yours came up frighteningly quick. Like I looked at it, I saw it come up on the computer, and then I turned and saw it come up on this. So that is actually pretty quick. Oh, Marshlow! How you doing? You know what we doing today? We farming. We exploiting. Is it really an exploit though if the game gives you a wink and a nod as if to say, it's okay? Because it does. Check this out. Let's just look at it again. They claim they could do this 1,000 times, not be caught by authorities. I hope my fugitive friend is right. What? That makes it seem to me like it's okay, so I don't think there's any, like, ban hammer, if there was. I mean, there were lots of exploits in the past, right? Like in No Man's Sky 1, you just had to grow a bunch of Geknip or something, and, like, they netted you the most in 15 or, like, 5 minutes or something, and so you would just, like, grow all of this Geknip and just continuously harvest and get millions and stuff like that, so... Sold all my farming plants. What in the world kind of farm do you have that you... How many plants do you have? Because and what are you selling also? What? 280 million? The only... I did... What? Today? Man, you make this look slow. How does that happen? I have so many questions. So many. Because, let's see. If I watch a chat on a stream and my phone, and I have the other on my account. Well, okay, so let's do, okay, best in land. Let's do, oh, so, for me, that just popped up instantly. I saw Wink come up, and it was really quick for me and my computer. Okay, let's read here. I'm new here, been playing since day 1. What's up in No Man's Sky? Ships, etc., and slots. Great question. Let me, that's a great question, Wink. Let me turn. So that ship looks kind of new. It's kind of neat. I think it looks kind of neat. Oh, the first thing you'll notice, Wink, is they've changed this. So this is the guide, the thing that zooms up on things, the things that analyzes animals and plants. It's a lot faster than it was. Also, it gives you so much information. Look at that in the bottom left. Critical exposure in 6 minutes. So I don't even have to see, because normally it's like, oh, there's your freezy bar right there. Better hope you don't freeze in time. But now you can actually see it in minutes when you hold your L2. It tells you about the planet. Tells you about the planet, resources, everything. Mission log, there it is. Local minerals, like what minerals are on this planet, so you can actually go find them. So since the beginning, and this isn't really doing it much justice, there are new textures. Okay. So you've missed a lot, Wink. Been 3 updates: 1.1, 1.2, and now 1.3. 1.1 introduced base building. You could have a base on a planet, and you could have bases, and it was amazing. And so what you can do... Ooh. Oh. Sorry. I'm like... So yeah, you can buy freighters now. There are 2 different kinds of freighters. I mean, there are several different kinds of freighters. You know, there's like class, D, C, B, A, and S, or what have you. So you have those classes of freighters, first of all. But you also have 2 size classes now. One is a regular freighter. One is a mega freighter. These things look like Star Destroyers, and they are fantastic. You find them by warping to a new system and it just sort of being there. So there are times when you'll just warp to a new system. Oh, and they warp now. There we go. That's a great point. So you'll warp to a new system, and then all of a sudden there's a gigantic space. So you can plunder or liberate the freighter. So let's see. Class S-class ship, but only 31 slots. They said there is going to be a patch for S. Oh, so you can't... So does that mean that you can't get an S-class ship with 48 slots? You can only get 31 slots at the moment, and that we have to wait? And is that like a bug patch, or is that... Do we need to wait for 1.4? And... So going back to Wink here, they introduced that. They introduced these giant freighter battles, and yeah, your freighter can warp systems now, which is cool, although I've never had a freighter, so I have no idea how they work. I just know that when you have a freighter, you can have multiple ships in them, up to 6, I believe. If the super freighters have more, that's really cool, but 6 is really all I need. The patch is on. Oh, okay. So we just gotta wait for 133. I'm excited for 133, and also a little nervous because I don't want them to patch this out. And when it comes live, like the first thing I'm going to do is check this out again and see if it's live or not. Oh, sandworms. I would love for them to overhaul their animal progression types. I think the No Man's Sky wiki, which is now largely invalidated with the new update, just because of how much they changed. When you look at creatures, they talk about, like, okay, you've got this kind of creature, and you've got that kind of creature, and it's like, there are only 7 types of creatures, like deer creatures, blob creatures, diplodocus creatures, which are like brontosauruses, brontosauri, and like fish or something like that, and like spiders, or I don't know, something. But it was just like, the life forms weren't really all that organic. Like, they attempted to be quite organic, but they didn't, you know, they ultimately weren't, and so people got bored of them really quickly. It would be super cool if that was overhauled. Like, hey, man, that would be so cool. Like, to truly see a creature and know that, like, nobody else is probably ever going to see this, ever. But as it stands, whenever I find something like super amazing, if I'm on the Reddit a few days later, it's like I see the same exact thing. Like, I saw this gigantic critter that had little tiny wings that was just flying around. And they have, and like that's not uncommon. Let's see here. You have 4 at the moment. Just started a base. Cool. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Wink. So, what? So let's see. So you have 4 at the moment. So my question is, for what? I'm not sure of where that fits contextually. Sorry, and that's, you know, that's my own fault. You only have 5 million left. 5 million, like, units left for... yeah, so Wink, to your point, I think that's why they might patch this out, because, yeah, you would just have people on that would do this for, you know, several hours until they have 1 billion, and then they would just buy all their best gear instead of really working toward it. So you're right, it does take away the sort of sense of accomplishment, you know, when I finally get that freighter. If I had to, you know, work hard for every single unit, then I will feel more accomplished than just like, I don't know, but I feel like I've worked very hard to try to get this stuff. Oh, okay. So you have 4 ships in your freighter, and you only have 5 million left. So if you only have 5 million units left, what are you trying to buy? Are you trying to buy? No, you're fine. What phone? How about that? What phone did you get? New phones are fun. We don't need to be sorry for having new phones, right? Oh, I can't duct tape the button because I have to press 2 different buttons. First I have to push the square button, and then I wait until it and then I wait until the red part opens up, and then I have to hold down X, and then I have to push X 2 or 3 times. So anyway, so I have to hold down square, hold down X, push X once, push X twice, push X 3 times, push X 4 times. So I wish I was really good at module making. Not module. You know, like those Lego robotics that they had? It was like a while ago, and like only the king of all nerds could like get them to work, or like super smart people, which, you know, they have my props. I'm not trying to use that as a negative connotation, because I myself identify as a nerd, at least on some level. Just not as cool as they. But I feel like they could, or, you know, if you were really good at Lego Technics, that's what it was called, Lego Technics, that you could build a thing that would do that. Like, okay, hold it down for this many seconds, then wait, then hold this down for so many seconds, and then push this and push this. I feel like it would be such an easy, little robot to do, and then you could just like leave it overnight and then come back in the morning. Man, 8 hours of doing this at 30 million. So at 10 hours, so say you slept in, right? So you would have 300 million. That's legitimate business. And when I read your comment, I was like, what's going on here? Duct tape the butt on? Wait a minute, and then I like looked over at the text that I have on. It was an unfortunate cut, which actually is really funny for if you know how many characters it will do. You can really exploit that and do some fun things. Yeah, so yeah, I think games, you know, when they find that there are these super quick and easy farming, really lazy things, that it sort of destroys their game, because it just becomes this like farm quest, and then everybody has the best gear anyway. So when you find somebody who has awesome stuff, it's not impressive anymore, because it's like, oh yeah, you just did that trick. So I could see them patching this out, which would be really unfortunate, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like there should be something that can do this, or maybe nothing should be doing it. Ooh. Hi, Samurai Jill! That is legitimate business. Thank you for joining. What we are doing right now, normally the streams are a lot more entertaining. What I'm doing is stumbling over my words. That's what we're doing tonight. But normally it's more driving around, doing ships, doing farming, fighting, stuff like that. For right now, though, it is it's this exploit thing. So let me tell you what's going on. Exactly what's going on here. In the patch, No Man's Sky update 1.32, right? Atlas Rises. Make sure you update it. It's amazing. You, on your home base, you can get an exocraft terminal. Okay, in your Exocraft terminal, you have to hire a guy for it, but that Exocraft terminal guy will give you quests. Go through all of their quests, and if you've gone through them before before the update, then it's pretty easy to go through them all. You have to go through them again, but it's pretty easy to do it. If you're doing it the first time, it takes some time because you're going to have to farm resources and stuff. But you can do it. You can still go through it, and it's fairly quick. Like you could do it in like a single day. Oh, hey, is it? Gosh, Lucasus? I just need to call you Fame. That's what I need to do. I just don't want to mess up your name because that's that's really important to me. People's names, because I've always had my name messed up, particularly my last name. So, okay. So this is what I'm doing. Exocraft terminal guy, doing all of his quests, and then he gives you one final quest, and that is to go to an abandoned building, this building, and then to talk to a deserted terminal, this terminal, and yeah! And so once you talk to this terminal, including exploits. Good. So once you talk to this terminal, in the old patch, in the olden days, whatever, before Atlas Rises, you would just interact with it. It would give you 50,000 units, and then that would be it. You would go on your way. But on this one, they haven't patched out its not being able to press square. So you just do the last quest of the Exocraft terminal guy, and then you just hang out at this thing for as long as you want and rake it in. This rakes in, so I can do this every 6 seconds. So every 6 seconds I get about 50,000 units, right? For math posterity's sake. So I can do this about 10 times a minute, and I can do it, 60 times in an hour. So that amounts to about 50 million. And is that right? 50 million an hour? Already knocked them all. Okay, so if you've done all your Exocraft terminal quests, go back to him one last time, and he will say, hey, he'll tell you of an abandoned building to go to, and it's one of those time-sensitive ones, so you have to get there like super quick or whatever. Just drive over with your ship, right? Just fly over there. Takes no time, and go over there and do it. Now, if your Exocraft terminal is saying something like, I'll just leave him be, or something like that, that is a bug, and that is very bad. Some people have run into that, unfortunately, and they are investigating it. Hopefully in 1.33 they will have fixed that, because I do have some people who are bugged. My Exocraft terminal guy, however, is not, which is super handy for me. So that's the exploit. So if I make 50,000, which means I can do it I can do it 10 times a minute, and I get 10 divided by 2, so 5 million a minute, and then, right? Is that? And then 6, I don't know. The math is kind of confusing. It's around 30 million. It's around 30 million an hour. So, this is the second I literally saw a person commenting on a stream with no watch people watching. Truth be told, I will do that too. And I'll tell you why I do it, and it's because I'm streaming here, but then YouTube will upload it and put it on, they will put it on as archive. So, like, when other people come in, they're watching it later, right? But then, it's like, what are they going to do? They're just going to watch you. So it's not quite like Twitch where it just will go away after a while. Twitch is definitely more live, more in the moment. YouTube is all about watching it later. So, you can get passive views. Which is what I call them, which are views so these are, you are active views, thank you very much for being here, but then there are passive views afterwards, and so, like, when I name my things, Although now I actually get viewers quite quickly, which is amazing, and props to you because you find me worthy. Thank you for finding me worthy. But in the beginning, it would be that I would be going for about an hour, and I would have some sort of subject on there, like, hey, let's play No Man's Sky, quest to find a new ship, or something like that, and I would just be commentating my own stuff. Hey Mag! Exploits are what's up. We like the exploits. Yeah, this is an exploit. It is the last quest in your exocraft terminal guy, that Viking. He gives you one last quest after you go through all of his other quests, and it turns out you go to this abandoned structure and you get these units, but then you can just access the terminal again. And you can do it for seemingly forever. I've been doing it for about 36 minutes now. And it just keeps giving you cash. So I figured, why not just have like some kind of Q&A session wherein we all listen to units received until our eyeballs bleed, and just rap about what is going on, which is this fun little exploit. No, YouTube does not automatically delete the videos. YouTube will delete all of these comments, which is kind of a bummer because there's some really good information. So like I think it's stored in the back end somewhere, but you can't find these live comments ever again. It might say somewhere in the back end like 40 some odd comments or what have you, whatever it is by the end of the night. But yeah, so it ditches the comments, but it keeps the views, and it keeps the views, the active views that it received, and then it keeps the video up. Yeah, I don't know when it deletes it. I don't know if it ever deletes it. But yeah, so that's why I would comment. And also, I think I have a knack for talking to myself, and also I talk too much. You know those people that like they you know those people you talk to, but then it's like they corner you, and you're like, no, please stop talking to me. I think I'm one of those at heart. The only difference between me and them, hopefully, and maybe not, but it would be that that I'm self-aware, right? I'm self-aware of how awful that is. So I try to like read cues, and when people are just like, you know, they're like keeling over, I'm like, I start transferring things over to like, so how was your day, or what are you up to, and you know, get them talking again. And then that terminal is going to, it is catching fire, it is smoking, look at that. But what I want to know is it like some sort of methane that weird organism is giving off, or is it just like my furious buttons? Go! So yes, this terminal is going to catch fire. 73 million. I had 20 million yesterday. The grass does not blow in the wind quite like I would like it to, but there's other grass that looks incredible. I don't know. I read a really fun article about No Man's Sky, and it was all about how pretty the grass was. And I should mention that I was on a frost planet, a super awesome frosty planet with like pine trees and everything, and it was really fun. And then after the update, they changed it. Oh look, the whole building is on fire. Do you see that? It's smoking. So they changed it so like all your planet, like the animals were still the same, but the planets were all different, and the biomes were all different. So I actually have it's called frostwort. It only grows, it's like this icy plant that you take its weird little icy crystal fruit and make glass with it. And I have a bunch of it, well 5, planted outside. and so now they're just like grow in the desert, so they would never like have been able to grow there. But the base is established, and I don't have the plans for living glass because my quest giver broke. So I'm sort of like hesitant to move on from this planet to a different planet because I have biodomes, and I really like biodomes. It's like the only way to grow plants, not outside. It's the only way to grow plants where you don't need fuel. Everything requires fuel now. You can get these autonomous mining units, and that just like mine ore for you all the time, and it's really amazing, but it requires fuel. Lots of fuel. So now I've got this greenhouse, this cuboid house that has tons of carbon plants because I need so much carbon. So much carbon. And it's just kind of a bummer. I don't like the fact that I have to continue to fuel everything. It's like they're making it harder to make money. But like everybody has had all of these economic money loopholes, exploits, and methods beforehand, and they like shut out a lot of that. Are you in the low gang? Are you in the low gang or Jake Pauler? Or Jake Pauler? Or you don't care? I don't know what any of those things are. The low gang, the Jake Pauler, or not caring, because I always care. No, but I don't know what is that in reference to? Or did I say something that prompted that? Oh, it's so hard. Yeah, so I'm definitely very curious. What is the low gang or the Jake Pauler? I think I'm technically in the not caring part because I just don't know what those are, but it's more of an ignorance than an active not caring. So I'm interested. I'm interested. Am I a Jake or a Logan Pauler? My name? Is that what we're... Is that the question? Search it up. Hi. We will search it up. Let's do Jake. Let's just Google Jake or Logan Pauler. I hope I'm not Googling. In 5 minutes I'm gonna have. Who is better? Logan Paul or Jake Paul? So, is this the... Oh, and there's a feud? Look at this. This is a thing. Is this... Huh. You know what this looks like? There was a video that, no, it wasn't a video, it was an article that I was reading about a YouTube streamer who, you know, made it big with like YouTube streaming, and very shock jock type of YouTube streamer, and they hit the big time, and so they rented like this mansion out in LA or something, and he's like brought his antics to that neighborhood, and like the neighbors are trying to get him evicted somehow, and it's just like been a nightmare for those neighbors because he's like bringing in these weird trucks with giant horns, and just like fans know where he lives, and so like people just like mob the alleyway and stuff like that. So he's turned this like nice suburban or this nice housing residential area into this like crazy town place. And if that's the guy that I'm thinking of, if he's part of that, then you know, I think that's really unfortunate that you know, to make a career out of being so obnoxious for others. I mean, you know, he's being great for the fans, right? And It just looks like those guys. I don't know who they are. It also looks like they might be maybe streaming personalities or like people who the antic makers, right? I would say I am a neither or a haven't been following, or I guess I would be in the don't care section of that, technically speaking. I would be. I do not follow the personalities all that much. They look semi-entertaining. Oh, search it on YouTube. I'm scared. I'm scared to do it. He's like, you've got it all wrong. You've been talking about crazy things. Look it up on YouTube. So, no joke, that time, the comment came up here first, and then I saw it come up on there. If you're just now joining us, thank you for joining. We are playing No Man's Sky. How to make lots of money by pressing 2 buttons. It involves an exocrast. When I procrastinate to the extreme, I exocrast. That's what I do. But if you go to your exocraft terminal and you talk to the guy there, he will give you a bunch of quests. If you do the last quest brings you to an abandoned building. If you go to the abandoned building and the... what is that? The forbidden terminal? What's it called? What do you... the deserted terminal. You can continue to interact with it, and every time you interact with it, you will get 48,000 units, which is about 30 million units an hour. It is currently the fastest way to earn money, the best way to earn the most money, I believe, unless you have a very well-established farm. Some of us do not have it. I actually only just started up No Man's Sky about a month ago. It's been a hot minute. I haven't been on No Man's Sky all that much, but it's just so gripping. It has RPG elements in it, farming elements, and Minecraft elements in it. It's sort of like Star Citizen Light, right? Like emphasis on the light part. Because you boots on the ground on planets, trading, piracy, whatever you want to do sort of thing. It would be cool if you had massive ships that other people could like pilot and do things like in Star Citizen. That would be cool. In Star Citizen they have this thing where you can, and I haven't played it, I've just like watched people, and it's fascinating. I wish the game itself would come out, but they have this thing where you can have a massive ship, and on that massive ship you'll have lots of systems, and you could hire AIs to deal with it, but you would have like an engine system, and you can have a real person just like doing engine system stuff, and you could have a real person doing weapon system stuff, and a real person doing like fighter pilot stuff, and a real person doing like strategy. So it's just like all these different things. Why glitch are a game when it isn't a grind to earn money? See, look, now you've come up on here, but not up on my live chat here. Why glitch the system? Nice. Very apropos. Why glitch game when it isn't a grind to earn money? I feel like it kind of is right now a grind to earn money, because I want a freighter, right? And a freighter costs hundreds of millions of units, and I did have a really good farm going, but then they introduced Atlas Rises, and Atlas Rises completely changed the farm economics, which is kind of a bummer, but like, I'm not going to complain because we got a ton of stuff out of it, so I'm not going to be like, how dare you change it, because they changed it for the better, and if you're a new person coming in, it's amazing. But Atlas Rises is pretty broken. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I need to pop out. Okay, yeah. So, is it possible this could mess up my game, and, you know, they find out about it, and they, you know, if they essentially patch me out, or you know, ruin my game. I can start from scratch. It would be a bummer, but I would have a better, more streamlined. Ooh. Logan is the fastest growing channel on YouTube. How would I not know them? I do not, oddly enough, and I'm dating myself. I'm not that versed on YouTube things. I sort of like don't get it a little bit, and it's not like I'm trying to say something like, you kids and your yada yada and back in my day. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to understand, you know, how content is consumed now, and it's very intriguing to me, because like I can put on a TV show and like viewers like and you know, and you're watching, and so that's so, it's just the viral society is viral society, this sort of viral internet age that we live in, where literally anybody can literally be anything or become anything or a semblance of anything, is so intriguing for me. But I still am like really behind on the times. So when I see like people playing video games, I'm sort of like, why wouldn't I just play that video game? So like I'm still attempting to learn more about it, and also you know, sometimes I don't like or get the humor. I'm not big on, you know, if there's lots of swearing, or if there's lots of, you know, just sort of like negative stuff. I sort of tune out to it pretty quickly, or tune, like I sort of am just like, well, I just sort of phase out of it pretty quickly. Ooh, thanks, Mag. Mag is a subscriber, thank you. So there's that bit. I do actually follow some channels. There's a channel called Drawfee. That's DRAWFEE, and they are talented cartoonists from this website called Dorkly, and they just draw things. They're really talented cartoons, and they'll draw all sorts of things like Pokemon from memory. That's sort of how they got their start, or like their most popular videos. It's like, let's draw Pokemon from memory. And so they have like 3 people drawing Pokemon, and they're like, okay, your Pokemon is this, and they don't give them like Bulbasaur. They gave them like well, Corellia was probably the easiest one, but they'll give them just crazy, you've never heard of it Pokemon, and so then they try to draw it, and like 2 of them know like all about Pokemon, and then one of them knows literally nothing about Pokemon, and then they're like, okay, Julia, which is her name who draws, and they're like, your Pokemon is this, and it's like, feel, an easy one, we get it, or those of us who know Pokemon get it. And she attempts to draw it, but she has no idea what a Pokemon even is, and she just draws the craziest thing, and it is so funny. It is just really interesting to see them draw and talk and crack jokes all at the same time. That part's pretty cool. For a while, I was also doing Critical Role, which is they live stream their D&D sessions, and I also play D&D, so I'm also thinking of trying to figure out a way to stream that. They do a lot better job of it because they have like digital. I think they edit it in post. And me, I'm like, hey, why don't we just do it live and no special effects? Why not? So when they edit it in post or whatever they're doing, it's really cool. But so anyway, all that is to say, coming back to it, right? That I am behind on the times. I think I will get on the times eventually, but I'm just slow behind it. So I apologize. I have not heard of them. yet. So how you glitching the money? I've succumbed to the money. I'm sorry, glitch. Tempting, right? Money is very tempting. Here's how you glitch the system. Go to... You need a home base first, so I hope, glitch, I hope that you have a home base. So first go to your home base, and then get the Exocraft terminal and hire a Viking to do it, right? Because we need his quests. So once you have your Exocraft terminal staffed, talk to that guy, and he will give you quests. Do all of his quests, every single last one, to the very last one. And it doesn't take forever. Like, if you buckled down on it, it would probably take you about 3 or 4 hours to get through it. Maybe even less, depending on how many resources you have built up. Because it's just like crafting exocrafts and it's just crafting exocrafts, essentially. And augments for your exocraft. So once you do all of his quests, then he gives you one final quest, and he says, hey, there's an abandoned building, and if you go over to it, there is some money I've had from the government. And so you're like, oh, cool, sweet. So you go to an abandoned building, which is a building much like this one. May or may not have fungus on it. And then there's a terminal on it. The terminal says something like this. The terminal whirs into action, spitting out errata in its confusion, siphoning funds from an intergalactic transaction directly into my account. Extract the records. As I go, I think to myself, how glad I am that my technician can hack these networks, and we are glad. They claim they can do this 1,000 times and not be caught by any authorities. I hope my fugitive friend is right. And I hope my fugitive friend is right. So yeah, it's this very tongue-in-cheek. It almost seems like they've done it on purpose. So, not sure if they have or not. I wonder if this is their way of saying, like, hey, if you're new to the game and you want to get some scratch, here you go. Yeah, and the glitch or the bug or the exploit is that you can continue to talk to the terminal. So it's just the last mission on your Exocraft terminal guy, and go to where he tells you to go, and just do this. And yeah, and that's it. That's the money. I started out at 20 million yesterday. I currently have 82 million. That's pretty cool. We've been going for an hour. I think I started at 50 million, so that's about... That's within the realm of what I said as far as the clash goes. The cash goes. Maybe I should just stop talking so fast. Thanks, Glitch! I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you for calling me mate. I think I'm more impressed by being called mate. That's really cool. I like alternative words for camaraderie. That's fun. That's fun. I think everybody should have a really cool nickname like Glitch, T-Bone, Bestin, Love Bestin, you know. Everybody gets a really cool nickname when they come here. And if I haven't given you one, then tell me what it should be. But yeah, thank you very much. You know, I definitely appreciate it. It's yeah, it really, like, no words can describe it. It's like some person has seen me play video games and is like, think I want to watch them play video games again. and it's just, it blows my mind, and so I truly am just like, wow, really, thank you. Marshall is on it. I'm looking at these brothers. What's up with these brothers? They're a couple of cards. Oh. Peak concurrent. Are you telling me? Oh, okay. So this is weird. I'm looking at my streaming stats over here, and it said I've been live for 43 minutes, and yet elapsed time over there does not agree with that. I wonder if they're behind the times. I know I'm relatively real time. Excuse me. Because I've seen comments come up as they come up on here before they even come up on YouTube. So I don't know. Going live is definitely very interesting. It's incredible. Like, who knew back in the internet days that you'd be able to, you know, just the data pipelines and everything is pretty incredible. Alright, we've been doing this for an hour. Let's 84 mils. Let's save it. What time is it? And the thing is, it like never tells me it's saved because it's going through. Like, listen to the sound in the background. Like, whatever that is. Freighters and commanders are tight with rewards when you upgrade my ship and multi-tool. Is the Frenchman not good enough? Somebody named the gun, by the way. It was they were like a troll, but they like warmed up after a while. And he wanted me to name it like a French swear word, and I was like, I'm just gonna name it the Frenchman because it was just like, well, you're offering me a name. Stop, upgrade my ship and multi-tool. What's wrong with my ship? And look at that starship. The Omotashi is a Class B with purple accents. I need the 20. Okay. That's not good enough? It's like the best I've come across. It is the best multi-tool I've come across. So, sir, let us put it back on you. Let us put it back on you, Marshlow. How do I acquire said 24-slot multi-tool? And I think my answer is that I need to go to a rich ecosystem. People have been saying that, like, yeah, you go there and that's where you can find all your Class S ships. Stuff like that. I want... Shaking my head. But I don't know where to get them. I've been trying. I've actually turtled quite a bit, so I think this is the... Because check it out. Let's look at the log here. No, the journey. No, the discoveries. That's what it is. So let's go back to the beginning. So I don't know how those popped up. I had to do... I don't know why those popped up. I just want to hide it. Can I? I can't hide. These are not ones that I don't know how to... Okay, whatever. So, let's see. This was system number 1. This was my very first one. In fact, my very first planet was Half-Life. Because it was irradiated. It was the worst. Your beginning planet being irradiated, and I didn't know that the caves could keep me alive. So I would walk. I had to walk like 10 minutes to get to Heridium, which I needed a ton of. And like, I had to, I went there, managed to make it, like mined as much as I could, and then started to walk back, and then died on the way back, and then from my ship had to go back to my so like, I had to like die just to... I was very bad at the game. So anyway, first system, second system, third system, fourth system, fifth system, sixth system. But I'm on the last dinosaur. Here I am. I'm on Hot Swap. 7, 8, and so I've discovered a couple others, but like relatively few systems have I been to. Marshlow, you can't tell me to get an upgraded blaster without telling me how to get an upgraded blaster. Like, you can't just leave me be ignorant. Where do I find them? What's a good method for searching them out and getting them? And also, your opinion, which kind should I get? Mining, combat, or science for scanning, right? I think if this exploit remains and as gardening becomes more money worthy, the pistol, which is for mining, will probably sort of fade into obscurity certainly a very good beginner's one because you're doing a lot of mining in the beginning, but as you become an established gardener with an established base, it sort of fades into the fray, especially if you have a reliable way to generate money. I am gonna call it in a half hour at least. You know, there's got that work in the morning, you know how it goes. Stuff happens on Monday, right? SMH. Oh, also another fun question. As I just rattle off, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch of questions, and then a bunch of answers are gonna come in, and I'm gonna be like, interesting. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Oh, but the eclipse, right? The eclipse is tomorrow. That should be pretty interesting, right? I was told, like, I feel like they told me back when I was in school that we were going to be able to observe one, or at least attempt to observe one, but I didn't ever see it go dark, and that was way back when I was in elementary school, right? So I'd say this is probably my first solar eclipse. I would say this is definitely my first solar eclipse that I'll be able to experience in earnest. And very interesting phenomenon. Had to explain to a coworker what a solar eclipse was. And you know, just that it's the moon passing in between the Earth and the Sun, and it goes right in front of the Sun. And ooh. Glitch, you are not in the U.S. Is that why you called me mate? Where are you at, Glitch? Are you? I'm not going to make any presumptions. I could make assumptions. But it should be quite interesting. Oh, UK, cool. Let's see. So the UK. So if it's late here, which means and it's getting, so the sun is going, so if this is me, if I'm my nose and the sun is just going this way, so and by nose is Colorado, so the sun's going this way, which means it's either it has to be tomorrow, because my sun is gone. It has to be tomorrow. Is it tomorrow morning for you? How about that? And I could look it up. What time is it in London? 4:35. It's true. It's 4:35 a.m. Well. Good morning to you, or maybe good evening. My oh my. Is that like a work thing, or is that just like a night owl thing? I used to definitely be a 4:30 because I would have a job that was way late in the day. Like, it was a night job. It was like from 5 to 10 or 5 to whatever, 5 p.m. to like 10 p.m. or whatever. And when I got home, like me, I'm like a morning person. So like for me, like I believe that work should come first. For me, not for everybody, but for me. Like I want to do work first when I first wake up, get the thing I don't want to do out of the way, right? So I can do the thing I do want to do later. And that sort of just transferred over to my evening schedule. Whew. Night owl, but you are working at 9 a.m. I salute you. Oh boy. Ah. That is... I'm not sure if you've got insomnia. I hope that, you know, you're able to get enough rest before tomorrow or whatnot, or if you need somebody to go to bed, go to bed. People like you when you're not cranky. Although, you know, perhaps lack of sleep does not make you cranky. Yeah, but I hear that. Just, you know, you get on a track, Okay. Bacon buddy and a coffee. I am semi-jealous because I cannot stand, I have a visceral reaction to coffee. Don't know why. Coffee, tea, and soda are drinks that I don't particularly drink well. I can do soda now in like social settings. I won't ever be like, I want a soda for myself. But in social settings, I will do a soda. Tea is also similar to that. But coffee, I can't touch the stuff. So that's cool that you can like get a shot in. What is Bacon Buddy? And is that pronounced appropriately? Or not pronounced appropriately, but spelled right? Is it like B-U-D-D-Y or like B-U-T-T-Y? Because it makes me think like bacon butty and a coffee. That makes me think like I'm going to have bacon, buttered toast, and coffee for breakfast, and I'll be good. So that's sort of how I translate it as. But I'm not sure. But it certainly is cool to. It's very interesting for me to learn about new, like how, you know, new colloquialisms. Ooh. Next tricky. Bacon sandwich. Cool. Bacon sandwich. Okay, what's on a bacon sandwich? This is what I want to know. And I have a theory. I have a sandwich that I like, and I learn it from Buddy means bacon with butter and brown sauce. So when I cook bacon, I mean the grease just sort of comes out of it, so I don't even put any butter. So bacon with butter and brown sauce. So what is brown sauce? And then why butter? Like, is the butter part of the brown sauce, or is it a part of the is it part of the bacon? Buttered bacon in a sandwich. Okay. So there's a brown sauce, butter, and bacon in a sandwich. Okay, so the butter is probably for the toast, which is exactly what I would do. And then there's a brown sauce. What is the brown sauce? Is it like a like an apple butter or some sort of jam? I have a sandwich that I make, and I it's a breakfast sandwich, and I got it from my father, my dad. He one day he had made himself bacon and eggs and jelly toast, and he was working that day. Don't know why he cooked himself breakfast. Normally I don't, but you know, kudos to him for doing that. And he found that he was late, and he's like, oh no, I gotta eat this really quick. And so what he did is he put the bacon on the jelly toast. He sort of like, yeah, he put the bacon on the jelly toast, and then he put the eggs in the middle of that, and then he like, it was like toast like this, and he just like, so it wasn't like a full sandwich. Oh, it was like this. So he just like folded it over like a taco, kind of, and ate that, and that was delicious. So good. And I learned that from him, and I will eat that like whenever I'm making bacon and eggs and toast. Brown sauce is a savory, tangy sauce. Huh. I've never heard of it before. Is there like an equivalent to it, and specifically, you know, for me, like, would there be some sort of like an American equivalent, or is there just like nothing like it? Savory and tangy. What does savory and tangy remind me of? It reminds me of like a teriyaki sauce. I have this sauce called soy vey, and it's like this sort of sweet teriyaki sauce. That's sort of what's going through my mind now. It is. Welcome to No Man's Sky Cooking. This is what you do. You you scrape off some of the tendrils of this guy over here, right? You just scrape off some of those tendrils, and you see there's that mucus around the outside. Just like scrape that off with a knife or something, and then it's those little balls you want. You see those little balls of there? in there. You just take those, fry those up. It makes a savory, tangy sauce that you then... Okay. Saute them. I have not heard of HP sauce. But we can Google it. HP sauce. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? HP sauce? Heinz make it? Is a brown sauce originally produced by HP Foods in the United Kingdom, now produced by Heinz Company in Netherlands. It was named after London's Houses of Parliament. Look at this. We are learning something. To Wikipedia we go. A British staple. That is cool. We can't. I've never heard of it. HP sauce is brown sauce originally produced by HP Foods. Yep, now produced by Heinz. It's named after London Houses of Parliament. Since its first appearance on British dinner tables, HP sauce has become an icon of British culture. It was the best-selling brand of brown sauce in the UK in 2005 with 73.8% of the retail market. Whoo! HP sauce has a tomato base blended with malt vinegar and spirit vinegar, sugars such as molasses, glucose, fructose, syrup, and sugar, dates, so dates, corn flour, rye flour, salt, spices, and tamarind. It's used as a condiment with hot and cold savory food, as an ingredient in soups and stews. It is also popular in Canada, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. So, take essentially ketchup and take out, well, it's got a tomato base still, so take ketchup, throw in barbecue sauce, maybe, or something like barbecue sauce because of the molasses, right? And then dates, and probably... Oh, so not everybody likes it. So that's good. So essentially it's like date ketchup barbecue. And that is just the worst way to describe it. And I am not doing it justice. But if I ever come across it, I may have to give it a go. Oh, so comp, right? Can I call you comp? Complicated much? Can I call you comp? Because I think it sounds kind of cool. Or is there another nickname you would prefer? Shock horror, I hate tea too. So there we go. Like, it's like watered down juice, like super duper watered down juice. I really want to enjoy it. I feel like there's lots of things associated with it, like high society, caffeine, it not being coffee, and just call me for dinner. You've missed dinner. You've missed dinner, comp. I'm sorry, but I will attempt to. I'll stream it. We will attempt to find some brown sauce, and we will make bacon and buddy with a little brown sauce, and this will be, and I'll do it one-handed. So I'll do my cash exploit with one hand, and then I'll just try to make it with another, and I'll bring a little cook pot, little one of those. I guess not a George Foreman grill. You could do bacon on George Foreman, but I made white chicken chili for dinner. That sounds pretty good. What did I have? I think technically I had oh boy. I think technically I had ice cream for dinner tonight because I was really tired and I took a nap, and it was like one of those naps where you wake up just in time for dinner, but I wasn't hungry, or I woke up after dinner, so I woke up at 6 p.m. And dinner was done and I had missed it, and so I just wasn't all that hungry, but I did want dessert. Oh, you are living the dream. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Chicken chili. That sounds good. So it looks like maybe you could get HP sauce at Walmart. That would be something interesting to try. There may come a day in which I will... Okay, yes, a No Man's Sky question. Let's do this. We just riff about British condiments until the No Man's Sky question comes in. So yes, I would love to hear about it. I would love to attempt to answer it, point you in the right direction, or done a ton of missions, and now I have a ton of stuff in my inventory that I do not know what to do with. What do you have in your inventory? Is it stuff like this? 6-prong mesh decoupler and defense chits and holographic crankshaft. Is it stuff like this? This stuff that only takes up one thing, like cosmic droplets? Or is it something like gamma root, to where you could put, like, can you put 250 of it in your inventory, in your suit inventory, or can you put one of it in your suit inventory? So that's the clarification. Yeah, so they give it to you as a reward, but how does it accumulate in your suit's inventory? Because if it accumulates like an element, like this, no, it's not. It's not this? No, but you said it was in your inventory, right? Ton of stuff in inventory. Yeah. Okay, so it's not material. Okay, so let me... So that's an agricultural substance. That's an isotope element. Okay, just one per slot. Okay, so it's these things. Holographic crankshaft, superconducting fiber, bromide salt. Extensive distillation evaporation process, bromide salt vats feed hungry factories and manufacturing systems. Scientific components, high tech. So I wonder if those, see how these are like, yeah, okay, yeah. So we've got manufacturing, so look at the purple here. So we've got manufacturing, scientific, high tech. What is this here? I should know what this says. Okay. And then, what about this 6-prong? What does that say? High tech. Just don't know if I need to keep any or if I just want to sell it for cash. Here's what I would do. Do you have a base, and do you have inventory storage containers? So like at my base, and you can see it in like several of my previous videos, typically at the beginning, because I typically start at my base. Inventory management is what I do a ton of. I would build storage and keep... Yeah, Glitch is right. I agree with that. At your base, build storage. It takes... you need the antrium, which is... What is that? Marrow bulb? What do they call it now? I'm so behind on the times. The Atlas writes marrow bulb. So you get a bunch of these, and then iron, I think, and just make yourself some storage. Oh, cool! Good job! Welcome to the base. Just created the base an hour ago. I started over, so I'm having to do missions over again. I don't have storage containers yet. I would do what you can to get those storage containers. That should be, yes. The marrow bulb is found in caves right at the entrance and sort of inside. If you want to find them, they glow. So if you're looking at a bunch of rocks and wanting to know if there's marrow bulb in there, if it's glowing, something's in there. And sometimes they clip through the rocks, which is kind of annoying. But you probably need the iron anyway. But they will glow. And once you shoot them, pew pew pew, or mine them, they will stop glowing. So yeah, look for the glowing bits. That's the marrow bulb. They're at cave entrances. And I feel like cave entrances are like everywhere, right? But they also glow, so they don't necessarily have to be, but they commonly are. Regardless, if there's a plant that's glowing, that's what it's going to be. Get a bunch of those, and I think you need voltaic cell, so you might actually have to get a scientist first, which is a GEC. So you're going to have to go over to a GEC system, get yourself a scientist. He will give you the blueprints shortly thereafter for voltaic cell, I believe. And then once you have that voltaic cell, start crafting storage, and you can store 10 of those things in storage. I would save, and once you have the storage, right? So it is difficult to envision now. But once you have the storage, I would store 10, because you could store 10 of those per. So each of, you need 2 cells per storage. Cool. And I think yeah, no scientist is. Oh, the base supervisor. Okay, thank you, comp. So yeah, so, but I think it's the first guy still. So your base supervisor. I'm pretty sure your base supervisor gives it to you, and he is Gek. So I think that's where it comes from. Voltaic cell. Let's look at it. So you need 50 marrow bulb, and you get about 10. About 10, I think, from each. And you will just want marrow bulb coming out of your nostrils. But first, yeah. So yeah, these things here, you can put 1 of them in your suit, right, at a time. You can put 5 of them in your ship at a time, and you can put 10 of them in your storage unit at a time. There's a surprising lack of cave marrow. I'm running my legs off. Ugh. I hate to say you might want to go to another system, but you might either want to visit another planet. Like if there's another planet in your system, I would probably try and hit that up. Or yeah, because you are going to want that. There's really no better way. There's no other way to farm it or get it. Maybe you could buy it if you went to the space station. Okay, yeah. If you were thinking about establishing another base, I know it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, you're gonna want caves. If I had my way to find a new base, right, starting over from scratch, I can stock up. My backpack has, cargo slots. Good. That's amazing. Good job. Yeah, that's super handy. If you have your way of finding a base, this is what I would do. I would find a base, particularly if you're interested in farming. So 1, you should find the base that on a planet that you want, that you just like and doesn't make you mad and just has everything that you feel it has that you want. But I would do it on a planet that has, and I'll show you. Do it on a planet that has fungal mold that you can grow outside, because you'll want that, because if you want to like craft acid, it requires lots of fungal mold, and you can sell it for 280,000 units. That's nice. Find a planet with cactus flesh. My current planet does have cactus flesh on it. So yeah, that's another. So deserts. Hey Brandon, how you doing? Beta. I'm trying to think. Hello, how are you? Beta and Court. Can I call you Beta? If you don't want me to, I won't. But I think it sounds kind of cool. And I think that would be good. So hey there, Beta. Until you correct me. How you doing? We talking about exploits, we talking about No Man's Sky. So yeah, so cactus flesh is integral in quite a few other things, quite a few other recipes too. So, but you're gonna look at a planet like this, right? Deserty kind of planet. Let's see, the planet that Apollo's contact selected for me was in extreme heat. I told him to bite. So what do you mean he selected for you? What does selected for you mean? Does that mean he told you to get a base there, or what did he tell you to do? And I was on an extreme cold planet before. Solanium also grows on extreme heat planets, and that's like a cool thing that is in some of the recipes where you can make products that are like 1,000,000 units. So watch this. You can make a circuit. Wait, you can make a liquid explosive after you do enough, base quests, And for that you need unstable gel and acid. Acid requires the fungal mold, and the unstable gel requires cactus flesh. But in order to get acid, you need 600 fungal mold. And in order to get the unstable gel, you need 200 cactus flesh. So 400 cactus flesh plants. And sorry, it isn't 400. It's late. I'm sorry, I'm messing up. Comp, what'd you say? It's part of the storyline. He told me to get a base and sent me... Really? Oh, because you didn't have one? Will the quest still go on if you choose a different planet? How about that? When you have your exocraft built, extreme weather biomes aren't that big a deal anymore. If they're like, there's like extreme weather biomes, and then there are extreme versions of extreme weather biomes, don't be on those. Oh, cool. Cool, so yeah, I would just choose a different planet. Choose one that either you like, or choose one that you want to just farm stuff on. I would choose something that you could either grow fungal mold on, or something that you could grow cactus flesh on. So that's going to be desert for cactus flesh, or fungus for fungal mold. It will tell you when you're going to it. Let's see, starting a base from scratch. Yeah, that's why, that's what this was. Okay, non-storm temp was. Non-storm temp. Psh. What else would I suggest? Yes, I would suggest that there be cave systems, or at least a cave near your base. The stuff around your base will respawn after a while, so yeah, you definitely want a bit where you can get over to caves. And then also... Oh gosh, I'm losing it again. Oh, what was I gonna say? You need something... If you can find a place that has oceans, that might be helpful. I don't know so much here, but in Atlas Rises, in 1.2, I had a gigantic choke. I wanted to create a bunch of things, specifically the autonomous mining units, to like auto-mine things for me. I needed this element called Rigogen. It's also called... Right now it's called kelp sack. Yes, it's called kelp sack right now. It is the Rigogen of the sea. Sorry, the marrow bulb of the sea. So in the ocean there is a plant that glows, and that is the kelp sack, and that is in quite a few base building things. So that was actually quite a really annoying choke for me, because I had to go out of system, not even off planet, but off system, to go find this thing. And it was, oh, it was such a, it was a choke, and it was just the worst. I think the hazard suit upgrades need fixing. Yes, I think they do go down way too quickly. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely look for it. They're typically like little bulbs or balls that glow. They're like on the floor, and they sort of like float up. It might be like a string and a ball, or like a group of them, almost like an upside down chandelier or something. Yeah, those, unless they changed it, because they changed all the recipes, they completely changed all the recipes and all the economics and all of that. So as they did that, I think that maybe there isn't such a choke for it anymore. I'm not sure. I haven't run into it, but then again, I completed a lot back before the update, and all my quest givers are kind of broken right now, so I haven't really run into it, come in contact with it. Glitch, I agree with you. The hazards go down way too quick, and what do they want? Zinc? Zinc is difficult to come by. I don't want... I mean, you can only get it from weird plants. I guess they've added more zinc plants, but still. I restarted when I found... Yeah, I was lucky. When I look at like really cool, like on the Reddit, it's like, hey guys, here's my really cool base and my really cool farm, and they all has these farming planters. And so they're like, farming planter, and you're like, wow, that's so amazing, and yada yada. But now, those must be nightmares because they require fuel. However, biodomes do not require fuel. I had constructed 3 biodomes before the update, so now I don't want to leave because I don't have the plans for living glass. And my guy is currently broken. Like the guy who should be giving me living glass, he's broken. So, and so I can't make living glass right now. So I'm really hesitant to move away. But when I do finally manage to get living glass, I will probably go and get a new base. Yeah, I'll probably go and get a new base, and I'll make really cool structures that have a bunch of biodomes on top of them. Yeah, my scientist was broken. Yeah, I really hope the update fixes it, because the scientist, he's just like, hi there, can you give me a compliment about myself? And if I say no, it's like, he is very sad. And then if you say yes, it's like, he beams at you, and that's all he does, and he doesn't actually give me a quest. Oh, what's this? Yeah. Broken scientist. Yeah, getting those biodomes up is good, but if you get a gardener, it actually isn't too terrible because the gardener will allow you to... Actually, you might be able to plant it without a gardener. I'm not sure. It's been a while. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the broken scientist. Yeah. But if you have to resort to having a bunch of those hydroponic planters, you can have plans to build a standing planter. It's called a standing planter, and it just gives you carbon. So, and it just grows leaves that you collect for carbon. And so I imagine people who have tons of standing planters will probably end up growing. Hey there, Jamil. Are you wondering why I'm making so much money? I imagine you are, sir. Or madam. Jamil. Jamil sounds like a sir. But anyway, regardless. You want to know, and I will tell you. Weapon engineer, where he says shoot 3 space. So, yes, let me tell you what's going on. If you have a base, in that base you need to get your exocraft terminal. Space sentinels and bases. I have a space sentinel that is. I have a sentinel that is currently trapped in my base too. He's like my pet now. It's kind of interesting, but this is what you do: get your exocraft terminal Viking, and do all of their missions. Do every single one of their missions until the last mission, and the last mission tells you to go to an abandoned base, and he's able to wire you. He's like hacked the government somehow, or he's hacked a bank somehow. I don't know. That's what the exocraft terminal guy tells you. And so he says like, hey, there's a little bit of cash if you just like go over there, you know. So he directs you to this abandoned building, and then when you go into the abandoned building, I will definitely let you know of my headset. When you go into the abandoned building, there is this terminal. What is it called? It is called the deserted terminal. And you activate it, and then, you know, it says, the terminal whirs into action, spinning out errata in its confusion, siphoning funds from an intergalactic transaction directly into my account. Ooh, extract the records. As I go, I think to myself how glad I am that my technician can hack these networks. They claim they can do this 1,000 times and not be caught by any authorities. Very tongue-in-cheek, in my opinion. I hope that my fugitive friend is right. Yeah, no problem. Good. Yeah, and then you can just re-access it again and again and again. I get 48,000 units when I do it. Yours may differ. It may be a little bit less. Somebody said 60,000. Somebody had said 50. And you can continue to do this. If you do it, it takes about 6 seconds to go through this little prompt process, which means you can do it about 10 times a minute, which means you can do about, you know, a bunch an hour. It's 30 million units an hour is what it is. Got to go, people. Yep, thank you, Glitch, for being here. And Marshlow, yes, the headset. Yes, thank you, Glitch. Thank you very much. You're getting 58K. Look at that. There it is. There it is. 58K. So yeah, I'm getting on the less end. But yeah, for me it's about 38 million. No problem. Skid. Nice. No problem. Thank you for joining. I definitely appreciate you being here, and can't wait until I see you next time. We'll have more fun, and hopefully we'll be in buying freighter mode soon. I don't want to do this forever. It's definitely tempting, but hopefully, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, have a good evening. Yes, my headset, Marshlow. It is. Can you see it to the side there? It is called a. Is it HyperCloud Stinger X? Let me type that in. HyperCloud. No, I think it's called HyperCloud Stinger. There's my little logo there. Let's look at images. Yes, it is. That is exactly what it is. So it's the HyperCloud Stinger. It is the budget version for them. Here's what's really cool about this right here is the mute switch. So I just put it up here. It goes to right about here, right about there is a little clicker, and so it actually clicks and it mutes it for you. So you don't have to like fumble around trying to find some button. You just. So that's pretty cool. There's also volume controls on the ear right here. It's an over ear. Wait, is it right here? Yeah, it's right there. They say it's intuitive and easy. It's nice. They're about 50 to 60 bucks. They're not powered. It's just a cord. So I'm just plugging it right into my PS4. So that's pretty handy. No, there is no noise cancellation for these. Actually, I've never had a noise cancellation one. What I would really like is a good 7.1 set, but I don't know, it was really weird, like, because they're like, yeah, it's for PS4, but then it doesn't, like, interact quite that well. If I had the funds, like, if I had good $200 or $300, I would probably do another Hyper like this, because this seems like a pretty good build to me. And they're really comfy. I feel like I've had a Turtle Beach that was better, but it had really weird cables and cords, and I had to plug it in weird ways, and I just didn't like it at all. Well, I love the quality of the Turtle Beach, but it does not. I did not like how it interacted with my PS4 and how it needed power and just how it was doing it. The sound's not as good as it. If you had the ability to, everybody raves about, it's like hyper, what do they rave about? The hyper no. I feel like there are probably better HyperX headsets that are probably much better than this one. I think the sound is very good for no power, and it is very thick, so it's not noise cancellation, but somebody can be 5 feet from me and talk to me, like I can't hear them if these are in. So I have to like you know, do like a what's going on? So anyway, that's my headset. If you have the disposable income and you must be in environments where you can't play without it, like me, like I'm in an environment where I can't play without my headset, then yeah, these are definitely good on a budget. I'd say these are the best $60 ones that you can get. I think I would agree with that. But if you have the ability to bump up your budget to about 100 to 150, I definitely think it gets better than what I've got. But my favorite feature is the mute, because I know, like, I just do like this, right? If I don't know where my mic is, I'll just kind of like touch and be like, okay, yeah, I know where I am now. So, video, I can hear. On video, you can hear your movement? Like your movements or my movements? It sounds like you're saying you can hear your movements. You can hear your movements from my video? But I can't hear them. Are you sure maybe that's... It's like some of the mics have continuous feedback to where it just gives you a little bit of your voice just so you know what you're saying. Mine doesn't do that, which... Oh, mine doesn't do that, which is actually quite annoying. So you can hear... Now, I know you could probably hear mine. You can hear yours. Okay, okay. This is pretty sensitive. It picks up quite a lot. I really don't have to worry about am I talking into the mic or anything like that. I like that a lot. The monitor, I think it's like a self-monitor. I love the self-monitor because I want to know how loud I'm talking. If I start getting screechy or too much, I want to know that I'm doing that, because I've actually had people like in Overwatch tell me like, hey man, can you turn down your volume, like it's just a little loud for me, and I have to go into the settings and do it. But if this could give me the monitor, then that would be great, but it doesn't, and so that part is kind of annoying. Which is kind of a bummer, but it sort of is what it is, and I haven't gotten many complaints, so I'm just sort of rolling with it. Okay, we've been going for a while. It is past my bedtime. Let's check how much scratch we got. We started with 50 million. Yesterday I had 20 million. Then I did it on the stream like maybe a half hour yesterday and a half hour today. And it's got up to 50. And now doing it today, 100 million units. You know what I was doing before? 1 million an hour with my awesome farm. 1 million an hour. Can you believe that? I really need to get a better farm because I know they're going to patch this out. But 100 million is very respectable, and I think I'm able to get a cheap freighter. I might have to do this. Well, gosh. It would be nice to get 200 million because that's where they say the good freighters are at. Is at the 200 million. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make it to 101 million because that's sort of, you know, we're just going to round it up. And, you know, 101 Dalmatians is a thing. So why not just do that, and we will do it. We will do it. What do we got? What do we got? So I need... Let's see what I got going on here. So I'm going to do one more, and then we'll do a little bit of math here. Alright, what do we got here? So, 1, 2... Oh, I just need to do like 2 more. Yeah, not a big deal. $101 Dalmatians. There we go. There's all our Dalmatians. So yeah, I think we're good for now. That's a crashed freighter up there, by the way. Once I have the ability to do terrain manipulation stuff, I'm gonna go get it, and that will be a fun episode. There we go. There's iridium. I love this planet because it has tons of iridium, which was really instrumental in getting me moneyed up. So up there's the sunrise. We'll just watch the sunrise for a little bit. There we go. We'll do it like that. So, yeah, let's shut it down for the evening. This was a ton of fun. I was really nervous about going into it because I wasn't doing actually anything. You know, square X, square X. But so going into it, it was just a little nervous, but it ended up being a ton of fun, and that is because, oh, I must be pointed west. Yeah, westish. And it was a ton of fun because, you know, you guys were interacting. So all of you were interacting, and it was really great talking with you guys. Loved learning about, you know, the game, talking about what I was doing, hearing your opinions, learning about brown sauce. It was a blast, you know. So thank you for interacting with me. It was super fun to interact with you. Hope to see you, you know, in the future. If not, you know, that's the way it is, you know. And you know, but otherwise, I look forward to having more fun adventures next time. And I think maybe I'll only do this one more time, just because, like, there are other fun things to do, you know? There's lots of other fun things to do. So, oh, look at that storm. How much do I have left in that storm? 100 minute and a half. So, yeah, there's freighters to buy, there's blueprints. Good, I'm glad you liked it, and I'm glad that it could be a lot better than just watching the same 3 button presses and the words units received over and over again. So yeah, you all have a great evening, morning, if that is you. Get some sleep, go to bed. And yeah, I'll see you next time. We'll wait for this guy to save. And then the funnest part of the stream is when I don't know how to shut it down, and so then I get to talk about weird stuff. So talk about, how do I do this? What button am I pressing? So anyway, good night, y'all. Oh, see, and I held down the share button. I held down the share button, so it just took a screen capture. So I've got 2 screen captures in there. Anyway, lates. Oh, broadcast settings. There.